When we last left you, we were inside this great list from our friends at BuzzFeed, who have put together a list of some of the things that anyone who went to high school in the late 90s will definitely remember.
Absolutely.
As someone who went to high school in the late 90s, hashtag nailed it. This list is fantastic. Where do we leave off? On these book covers?
Yeah, making the perfectly fitted brown bag book covers, and then you would customize them. You'd draw on them, you'd doodle on them, you'd put stickers on them, whatever you wanted to do, but you had to get the edges just right and perfectly crisp on them. They would protect your school books, and then you could draw and doodle all over them when you were bored in class.
We had to cover our books because if anything happened to their precious textbooks or some sort of dent or drawing got onto it, it would be terrible. So we had to put paper grocery bags on top of our books. I could never do it. I always had to get my mom or a friend to help me because I'm not Mr. Origami or whatever. And I hate the feel of that paper. I don't know. I never liked that feel, and it always gave me the skeeves. I hated it.
Really? You don't?
Totally.
So when you go grocery shopping, it's plastic all the way?
Mm-hmm. I haven't gotten a paper bag in a long time.
All right, fair enough. Remember begging your parents to give you your own private landline?
Yeah, I never got that one.
I didn't either.
I got my own phone, but not my own phone line.
Do you remember being jealous of that one friend who had a cell phone? Rob.
That was me, kind of. But like I said, it wasn't that cool because I couldn't call anybody. And by the way, it was the old Ericsson's brick, and it was called a brick because it was essentially a brick in your pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try to make a call, you'd get no reception, and it would very rarely work.
Right.
But that thing, I guarantee you, if I found it today, it'd still be fully charged. That thing could hold a charge like a mother.
I had a Nokia, but I didn't have it in high school. I got it after high school. I got it when I was pregnant with Elizabeth. Which she was born in July of '99. So
okay.
But yeah, I had the Nokia. I called them a stick phone, not a brick. But yeah,
those were good. Mine was not good.
No. All right. Do you remember having that one kid in class who, for some reason, over summer vacation, decided that they were suddenly like a raver, and they came to school dressed in like the Jinko jeans and the big legs and the I don't know where you went in your Rainbow Bright T-shirt and your pacifier necklace, but what happened to you over summer break?
I'll just say that it was like you could change cliques over the course of a summer.
Oh yeah.
Like as soon as you hung out with like one other guy, and all of a sudden you're at the different lunch table now. I thought you were one of us. Now you're one of them. Mm-hmm. Now you wear Jinkos and have a skateboard. Mm-hmm. When did you get a skateboard?
When it came to teen television, you knew the WB was the only channel worth watching because it had Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it had Dawson's Creek, it even had Felicity.
Uh-huh.
All of those.
I did love... Well, okay. One of the shows on that network I loved, and I didn't watch anything else on it. And you know which one it was.
Dawson's Creek?
Loved with a capital L, Dawson's Creek. I still like it. I tried to get Brittany into it when we first started dating, and it worked for like 2 seasons. And then this is what drove me crazy, because Brittany loved the show. We watched the first 2 seasons. She was totally into it. Then one of her dumb coworker friends told her that Dawson's dad died, which is such a small side story that doesn't really... It's not like... that's not the spoiler of all spoilers on Dawson's Creek. And she's like, it's ruined for me now.
It's ruined? Oh, man.
I'm like, gee, it's such a small thing. It's not even that big. I mean, it's like... It's big for a few episodes, but then it's like not a thing anymore.
Aw. And now you can't watch it anymore.
Yeah, and we gave up
Rob's
on it.
And Rob's a sad panda.
I'm very sad panda.
There's just a few more left. Do you want to push through here?
Yes.
All right. One of the best television series, Rob, to ever capture the angstiness of being a teenager in the 90s so flawlessly.
Oh, I'm looking ahead. I know you loved this. I did too.
Daria, because of course she was your spirit animal. I mean, let's be honest. She was everybody's spirit animal. We were angsty, and it was the 90s.
I don't know about Daria being my spirit animal, but her sister Quinn certainly raised my spirits.
Wasn't your spirits?
They raised more than my spirits. Sister Quinn had it going on, right? You remember her?
Yeah, I remember Quinn.
With her, up top?
Yeah, Rob.
Her blonde hair?
Mm-hmm. You probably remember getting 1 or more copies of Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul. Maybe for your birthday, maybe for Christmas, maybe for Easter or Hanukkah or any other potential holiday that anybody could give you a Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul book. How many did you get, Rob?
I got at least 3 on my high school graduation. I am not kidding you. I think 2 were the same, but there were 3 Chicken Soup books.
Well,
I was into poetry. That's what people's like thing was. Like because my senior project, I wrote a book of poetry. Was my senior project.
I didn't know that. I don't think you've ever told me that before.
Yeah, well, it's true. I was very into writing throughout high school and college. I loved just writing what I was feeling. And I compiled some of them into like a book, and so people knew I was into poetry. But I never really liked reading it. I liked writing it.
Right. Yeah.
So that was probably where that came from.
Fair enough. Having a Jock Jams CD.
Oh, Kat still has Jock Jams.
I do still have Jock Jams. Playing out of your boombox during your high school sports team's warm up.
Hold on, let me see if I can find something here. What was the name of that song? Hold on. Go ahead, keep going.
I don't remember. Incidentally, in the early 90s, I had a boombox that I brought on the school bus with me, and I actually gave to a friend of mine to take for his last day of 8th grade.
Kat Mykals is coming into school, everybody. I hear her
boombox.
I hear her boombox right now. I'm not gonna play this song for too long because we're on the internet, but everyone knows Kat's coming to school when you hear this song right here.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Y'all ready for this?
Here comes Kat.
See? I do. I have this CD. I have this CD. The one that this is on.
Let's stop it there.
All right, stop it there. All right, so do you remember having to pretend to be ironically into Spice Girls, NSYNC, and Backstreet Boys because their music was considered more for elementary and middle school kids than high school kids? I wasn't into any of it. That was beyond me at that point.
You were already out of high school at that point, but I was still in high school, and yeah, they were a huge deal. I did not it's weird because now that I work in radio and I'm in pop music, I really appreciate the music of NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys now that it's 20 years later. When I was in high school, they were like the bane of my existence. I did like Bye 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 though. I don't know why. I just thought that one song was so catchy.
All right, I'm going to skip this next one. I want to come back and end on it.
Okay.
Remind me of that I'm coming back to that one. Handwriting your important reports in cursive with either black or blue ink because not everybody had a computer. Most of us didn't, and your teachers took handwritten reports. They didn't have to be typed and single spaced and whatever.
Or someone lent Rob a green pen because he's colorblind, and all of a sudden his assignment is no longer valid.
Oh no, are you serious?
I've used green ink thinking it was blue before, yes.
Oh man. All right, do you remember setting up your very first email address, which incidentally you really never used because most of your friends didn't have email anyway?
Yeah, the one I made in 1999 is still my email address in my private life, but I did have several AOL email addresses before that I couldn't even remember. I could probably think of one, but yeah, there were some goofy ones.
I used my license plate because I had a personalized plate on my car.
You did?
Yeah.
Can we ask what it was?
Sure. It was the letter I, the letter R, the word wild, and the number 2.
IR Wild?
Mm-hmm.
Because
I drove a Chevelle.
Gotcha.
And it was the car. It was about the car. Anyway, but that was my first email address was irwild2@aol.com.
Mine was IB Wild. You wanted to wrap up on a different one.
On this one, yeah. The movies that defined your life as a teenage high school student in the late 90s.
Oh, wow. Looking at these.
I know. See, this is why I wanted to save this for last.
Sure.
These were also your first go-to rentals whenever you made it a blockbuster night, too,
Hold on,
by the way.
let me get my sound effects ready for this because these all need a bell.
Okay. We're going to start. I'm gonna start at the top and go left to right. We're going to start with Scream. Because, Scream.
Right.
Drew Barrymore. 10 Things I Hate About You. Still one of my all-time favorite movies. Saw it in the theater, was pregnant with my daughter. She watched it for the first time a few weeks ago, and she loves it.
Not me, but Brittany asked for that for Christmas.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
I need to watch it.
Every girl has had that guy that she was so mad at that she wanted to hate him, but she couldn't. And that scene when she's in class and she's reading her poem, and she's like, I hate your stupid hair and I hate your stupid combat boots. And what I really hate is that I really don't hate you at all, not even a little, not even a lot.
Maybe I haven't seen this movie. I need to watch it again.
Yes.
We have it. I got it for Christmas.
Do you remember Can't Hardly Wait?
Oh my God, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yep.
I had the soundtrack to that too. It was awesome. It had Guns N' Roses, Run DMC. So there are a bunch of good songs on that one. Third Eye Blind. Great soundtrack.
Do you remember the movie Wild Things?
A cat. Do you think I remember the movie Wild Things with that scene with Nev Campbell and Denise Richards?
Yep.
And her, you know.
I know.
There was
I just quit.
There may have been a guy in that movie.
Titanic.
Oh,
We
yeah.
all remember Titanic.
I was never.
Rose and Jack.
It was the biggest movie of my childhood financially, I would think. But yeah, that movie wasn't one of my favorites. But yeah, it was everywhere.
Cruel Intentions.
Sarah Michelle Gellar. Yes. I was
Reese Witherspoon,
I was
Ryan
talking about that
Felipe.
movie yesterday when I was getting my hair cut.
Like, that's when I think they kind of kicked off their romantic spark, and then they ended up getting married.
Yeah, and I think that blew up Sarah Michelle Gellar's career. Another sexy
think so,
movie.
too, yeah.
She was sexy in it.
Varsity Blues.
Whipped cream bikini. I only remember movies by their nude scenes.
Of course you do. Varsity Blues reminded me of where I grew up in the whole Friday night football thing. Next up, Leo makes another appearance with Romeo and Juliet.
Yep, that was a big movie.
American Pie.
The most definitive comedy of my life is American Pie.
And there's one that's missing for me off of here from the 90s.
What's that?
Empire Records.
Okay.
Because I thought that was a great movie.
Yeah, but that was like early to mid 90s.
like 95.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be on this list. But Kat, you found a home run right there.
I thought so too.
BuzzFeed, you killed it. That was an awesome list. Thank you so much for sharing that, Kat.